Epic comeback, my friends. Hi again, everyone. ISOTOILET here. I hope you didn't miss me too much while I was gone, but it's all good now, and I'm going to do a full analysis of episode 59. I'm going to tell you a lot of references and secrets. There are so many of them in this episode of Skibidi Toilet. We'll talk about where the action takes place and where the Titans will fly next season. Why this Skibidi mutant is teleporting. We'll discuss all the secret characters in this episode. Sit back, get your tea and snacks ready. It's going to be interesting. Let's go. At the very beginning, you can see the sad cameraman. He has lost hope. We've already seen similar emotions from the agent in episode 57. This reminds us once again that they have feelings. Most likely this guy has lost a friend, because next to him, we see a destroyed agent with his camera ripped off. There's a Dafuq behind the car, this time without the green glow. I'm not really sure what this is related to yet. As soon as the POV cameraman saves the other agent, Dafuq disappears. In the distance, a large cameraman has jumped on top of Skibidi's head and is trying to get to the flush lever. Another large overturned toilet lies nearby. It looks like this guy is very experienced and was able to flush it. Also, in earlier episodes, we saw Skibidi Toilet eating the big cameraman. This time, the agent climbed right on his face, but never got eaten. He was finally successful in defeating Skibidi Toilet, by the way, and welcomed the Titans along with the rest of the agents, but we'll come back to that a little later. Two newspapers can be seen on the ground. The first one is with a human face on it, the exact same newspaper we saw in episode 57 on the rooftop. Maybe it's just the same textures, or maybe this man means something. The second newspaper says something like Narv and Bako. Maybe the original writing is Narwhal Bacon, and it is related to Reddit users. But it has nothing to do with Skibidi Toilets, so we move on. Nearby, something explodes and we see the appearance of a huge Skibidi mutant. There are a lot of details here. First of all, what kind of weapon did he fire? All the rocket launchers are loaded and the lasers have just started firing. Maybe one of the Skibidi helicopters fired, but all their rocket launchers are also loaded. Second, here's the smoke from the explosion, and here's the smoke around the mutant. He probably teleported just like the radioactive toilet do from episode 55. This is where I assume the TV men could become a new threat to the Alliance. We see the Skibidi losing the war very badly. What if the TV men become a secret weapon that will turn the tide of the war? If Dafuq doesn't want to end the series anytime soon with a victory for the cameramen and speakermen, then something like that could happen. Which means the teleportation of Skibidi Toilets hints to us that the TV men are sharing technology with the toilets. By the way, in episode 22 we saw Skibidi Toilets wearing glasses, and the TV men weren't present then. Couldn't that mean something? All TV men except TV woman look suspicious. But let's back to our Skibidi mutant. He has paralyzing claws like the mutant from last episode. The laser cannons are the same as the heavy armored toilet from episode 51, only this time the lasers are firing. He also has tank tracks, but they don't move while driving. I can't figure out what it is under his front armor, but it's clearly not just a toilet. I think he's a Skibidi tank. He's very well armed. In fact, before the Titans came to this region, the Skibidi probably outclassed the agents. Helicopters are more heavily armed than in the US or Dubai. They have machine guns, rocket launchers, and laser at the same time. By the way, the action is most likely in Europe, but I can't say for sure it's London. It looks a bit like Amsterdam, although I have not been in Europe and can't tell for sure. There's a monument in the back if anyone recognizes the place. Write in the comments. Dafuq didn't give a map in the description of the video. Meanwhile, there are two maps listed in the description of the full season. The first is from episode 57 in Dubai. The second is unlike anything else. You can download it and explore. Anyway, the armed cameraman squad was in the US, and now goes to liberate Europe. Most likely there is no longer a threat of Skibidi Toilets in the US, or there are very few of them, and the rest of the Alliance warriors can handle them themselves. In Europe, situation is different. Skibidi Toilets heavily overpower the agents here. At least that was the case before the Titans came along. By the way, I assume they're moving towards Russia since Dafuq is Russian. It will be very interesting to see how things will develop in his homeland. By the way, that thing under the laser cannon looks like an inverted camera woman's camera. But I'm sure she's fine, it's just a coincidence. Titan Speakerman is attacking and destroying helicopters from the air. You can see a red energy blob before the explosion, so I'm pretty sure that's exactly him. By the way, we didn't notice any projectiles flying out of his cannons before. I'm really enjoying watching the Titans work as a team and take down Skibidi. Speakerman pulls Skibidi's helmet off and throws it to the side. That moment right there, with the right punch and the shot directly into his mouth, is a reference to episode 26. That's when Titan Speakerman first appeared. Notice how Titan Cameraman is standing there, looking at everything with his arms crossed. He's like, yeah, look how my bro's really strong. It's cool that Titan started showing emotion too. Next we see a Skibidi airplane, very armed with rocket launchers. It looks like he's attached them everywhere he can. This time after the explosion, one rocket launcher is not in place. After the Titan Speakerman jumped into battle with the airplane, there were a few explosions. But all the rockets are there, which means that Skibidi just couldn't fire a single shot. By the way, his eyes are red like the plane from episode 51. Except there are no signs on the wings, and he looks a lot weaker. Look at how Titan Cameraman fed the mutant with his own rocket launchers and kicked him. It looks like the Titans are having fun. It's not war for them, it is entertainment. Maybe they'll win soon and the series will end. But I don't think so. That means something bad is going to happen, and I think it's going to be the betrayal of the TV men and the Titan Cinemaman. And don't forget Simp Cameraman, who could also become a traitor. Notice that Skibidi Toilet in the background. He's clearly mentally damaged from what he's seen. Well, now for the most important moment. When I saw this, tears came to my eyes. The Speakermen are back, and they are happy that their Titan is healthy and safe. As I suspected earlier, all the Speakermen were just hiding. Maybe without Titan's support, they just weren't ready to fight, or maybe it all had to do with the tracking sensors. Either way, I have a special video about the Speakermen on my channel. Be sure to watch it. In the short video, the song Never Let Me Down Again plays in the background. The title and lyrics of this song perfectly capture the mood of this season. It's about Titan Speakerman, who has been infected for a long time. He did a lot of damage to the alliances while fighting on the Skibidi Toilet side, and no one wants that to happen again. I can't post it in my video due to copyright, so listen it for yourself. The song is very touching. By the way, this triple speaker is a reference to the Depeche Mode album. Pay attention that jackets of all Speakermen are buttoned up, though in the beginning they were unbuttoned. This shows that the guys are now taking all things more seriously. I'm glad to see these Speakermen doing their signature dance, though. This guy in the gray suit seems to have been here before Titan showed up, as well as this one. They just had the balls to come out of hiding now. We probably didn't see the Speakermen because they were just hiding in their shelters. But they were always around. This gray-suited Speakerman is probably the one who met us in episode 24. By the way, this cameraman seems to have regained hope after the Titans appeared. We also see the speaker's spiders and helicopters. It seems that they were all around, just not being used. Helicopters with engineers are flying in the background, which means that soon all the broken agents will be taken to the base and repaired. It seems that Europe has been liberated. Time to fly to other countries. At the end, the Titans are shaking hands, and this is also a reference to the 1987 movie Predator. During the handshake, Titan Speakerman's gun starts to glow for a while. This shows that he is shaking his friend's hand firmly. The episode turned out to be very emotional. I admire it. I hope you liked it, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for the 150,000 subscribers, by the way. We made it. The silver button is on its way, unboxing video coming soon. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!